Hey, it's Lorraine. As you know, it's my joy and passion to teach and encourage others through this podcast, but my heart is actually at live events. Currently, I'm available for booking, so if you're organizing a live event, I'd love to share my story. Your audience will walk away with tangible tools on how to overcome limiting beliefs, break down obstacles, and discover their gifts, talents, and abilities in order to live a life that God created them to live. It's not the size of the audience that's important, it's the connection and impact that I will bring. For more information, email me at Lorraine at theboldbeginnings.com. Welcome back, friends. On this episode, I want to talk to you about limiting beliefs. Imagine waking up every day knowing that you're not quite living up to your potential. Or even worse, you don't even realize that your thoughts are actually keeping you from that promotion. Your thoughts are actually keeping you from that perfect relationship or losing that last bit of weight that you've been trying to lose, or even breaking past that income level that your business has been stuck at. That nagging feeling that there's more for you, but yet something just keeps holding you back. I've been there. I know. I can speak from experience, but it wasn't until that I faced my own limiting beliefs that I was able to break free and attain that level of freedom. Today, I'm going to dive deep into the invisible barriers that are keeping you from becoming the best version of yourself. These limiting beliefs are the silent sabotagers convincing you that you're not enough, that success isn't meant for you, that your dreams are just too far beyond reach. But what if I told you that by the end of this, you'll have the tools to not only identify these beliefs, but to completely reverse them? I'm here to share 4 powerful steps to help you shed old patterns, create new habits, and become the person that you were made to be. So, if you're ready, stick around because you will not be disappointed. This is going to change your life. So, the first step, you have to identify and challenge your limiting beliefs. Something that I used to struggle with when I was faced with challenges, setbacks, or just trying to break out of my old ways was my thoughts, my limiting beliefs. Looking back, I didn't know it was that then. I didn't have that vernacular. Have you ever heard of this? Have you heard of the term limiting beliefs? Chances are, if you're listening to this or if you're in any type of growth or personal development, you've heard of this term. It's a little bit of a buzzword now. But by definition, it's a thought or a state of mind that you think is the absolute truth. And it stops you from doing certain things like growing, developing, leveling up, achieving anything. So the first step is you have to identify it. We all carry limiting beliefs, but the key to breaking free first is to identify them. They can sound like, I'm not qualified to go to the next level. So despite the accomplishments that you have, you might doubt your abilities or your qualifications to take on bigger roles or bigger challenges. It might sound like, I can't make mistakes at this stage. This is the fear of failure or the fear of being judged, and it's holding you back from taking risks, which is leading to stagnation in your growth. It can sound like, I've already peaked. I've already hit the ceiling. Some of you may feel like that you have gotten to the highest level that you possibly could in your career, and there's no more room for growth. But that is actually a limiting belief. It can sound like, as a woman, I have to work twice as hard to even be taken seriously. And this belief can actually lead to burnout. And it's the perpetual feelings of inadequacy. And you feel the constant need to prove yourself. It can sound like, I'm not enough of a leader to make a real impact. But even when you have a leadership role, you may feel or question your influence or your ability to lead effectively. And that is a limiting belief. It can sound like, I can't change directions now. It is way too late. This is a limiting belief. You feel trapped in your current path, fearing that it's too risky to make a change and it's too late to pivot and do something that's more aligned with you. This one is one that I hear often also is, I'm successful, but I don't deserve to be happy. Or vice versa, I'm happy, but I just don't deserve success. It's this belief, and it's an inner conflict where you feel guilty to having both. You think that you don't deserve or you're not worthy of having both success and happiness. And friend, let me tell you, you can have both. So I want you to think back to a time, the last time that you hesitated to pursue something, whether it was difficult or scary or meaningful. What was the belief that was holding you back? And now you have to challenge it. Once you've identified it, I want you to challenge it. Ask yourself, is this belief actually true? Is it a reality? Or is it a story that I've been telling myself? Or is it a story that was told to you and now you have adopted as your own and you believe it? Evidence-based research shows that by questioning the validity of a negative thought, it can significantly reduce its power. So here's your action step. I want you to write down one limiting belief that you've identified, and then beside it, I want you to write down 3 pieces of evidence that contradict this belief. So for example, if the belief is, I'm not qualified enough to go to the next level, I want you to write down 3 accomplishments that prove your ability to succeed. All right. Step 2 is to reframe and replace. It's time to flip the script on your limiting beliefs here. Take that negative thought and reframe it into something that's positive and empowering. So for example, if the belief was, we'll use the same one, I'm not qualified enough, this can become, I have what it takes, and I am more than capable of learning and growing as I step into this new level, this new role, this next level. Or another one I hear often is, bad things just happen to me. That actually can become, bad things may happen, but they're happening for me, not to me. Notice how in one phrase, you're the victim, but in the other, you're the victor. This completely changes your mindset on this. And I know that there's bad things that happen in life, and they're tragic and unfair. I get that. I have lived through some. There might be people that come into your life that hurt you, and I don't want to discredit that or discredit your pain in this. I want to encourage you to adopt a new mindset that life or bad things are not happening to you. They're happening for you. They're there to help you. And they're there to help you tap into that person that you were truly made to be. So now I want you to replace it. If we hold on to these limiting beliefs, they become deeply rooted in our subconscious mind. And thus, it's shaping our behaviors. And then it is creating our outcomes. And so, however, cognitive behavioral research shows that by intentionally replacing these thoughts with positive affirmations, we can actually begin to rewire our subconscious brain. And so the science behind this, I want you to stick with me because I'm going to get nerding out here. This is my favorite. Positive affirmations are so helpful with rewiring your brain. Positive affirmations are, some of you might say they're woo-woo, but they're the statements that we consciously choose to believe and repeat to ourselves. They're often reflecting our goals or our aspirations, but they work by counteracting our negative thoughts and by reinforcing these new positive beliefs. CBT is one of the most effective psychological treatments because it emphasizes the importance of changing negative thought patterns. So let's go. I'm going to go a little bit deeper here with you with neuroplasticity and affirmations and how they're connected. So neuroplasticity, by definition, is the brain's incredible ability to recognize and rewire itself by forming new neural connections throughout your life. It allows the brain to adapt to new experiences, learn new skills, and to recover from brain injuries. So here's how it works. Every time you learn something new, or you repeat a thought, or you practice a skill, your brain strengthens these pathways between neurons, which are your brain cells. And over time, these pathways become quicker and more efficient. And it's making the habit or that skill easier. It's like your brain is building a muscle through repetition. So the more that you do something, the more that you think something, the easier it becomes. So with the thoughts, the more that you think a thought, whether positive or negative, the easier it is to think it. Therefore, you believe it. So what are you going to choose? Is it positive or negative? So in the context of overcoming limiting beliefs, neuroplasticity is key because it means that you're consistently challenging the negative thoughts and you're replacing them with positive ones. You can actually rewire your brain to think more empowering this way. And this helps break the old patterns and to create new, healthier ones, new, healthier ways of thinking. So here's your action step. I want you to reframe one of the limiting beliefs that you wrote down. Replace it with a new empowering thought. So let's use the same example of I'm not qualified enough for the next level. We're going to reframe that as I'm continuously growing and I have the skills, experience, and determination to succeed at any level. Repeat this. Whatever your new affirmation that you chose, repeat it daily, especially when you catch yourself falling back into the old patterns. The consistent repetition of these positive statements is going to help reinforce your new belief, gradually reprogramming your brain to support the desired outcome. So something with this, I used to struggle with a limiting belief with money, and I had a scarcity mindset when it came to money. And anytime that money came into my life, I would hold it or save it because I wasn't sure when I would get another influx of money. And so I had to, one, identify that I had a scarcity mindset with money. And then I had to challenge that belief of, is this actually true? Is money going to stop coming to me? Well, the answer is no. And then I had to change it. I had to reframe it. And so my reframing with that is money is a tool that I use. Money flows to me and through me at a rapid rate. And the reason why I chose that, one, is it feels good and I can resonate with it. It's when you go through and try, and this is when I say it's woo-woo. Sometimes I was trying to say these affirmations and I was like, this just doesn't feel right. I don't like saying it. I don't believe it. Well, that's because it's not meant for you. That affirmation that you're saying is not meant for you. Find one that fits. Find one that resonates with you and you can feel it in your soul, right? Because I know that I'm a generous person. And before, my mindset was, well, I can't be generous because I don't have money. Well, I don't have money because I hoard it and hang on to it and I'm afraid to give it away. And if I'm afraid to give it away, then I'm not going to get more of it because it's a tool. And in order for me to be generous, it doesn't matter. If you're a generous person, you'll give what you have no matter what, whether you have a little or a lot. If you're generous, right? And that was another thing that I had to tell myself because I had that limiting belief of, well, I don't have money, so I can't be generous. When I have money, then I will be generous. But then I had to question the validity of that. Well, that's not true. I'm generous no matter what. So then give what I have. And it doesn't always have to be money, right? So anyway, sorry, I went off on a tangent on that one. So reframing that and adopting an affirmation that feels good with you and resonates with you and is applicable to your situation. Step 3, you need to step out of your comfort zone. letting go of uncertainty. The comfort zone feels like a cozy haven, a place where we want to snuggle up in our blankie and our bowl of chili or pumpkin spice latte, whatever it is. I don't know. I just kind of went off randomly there. It feels comfortable. It's a place where everything is familiar and therefore it's perceived as safe. It's that mental space where nothing's challenged, nothing's unchanged, risks are minimal. But here is the paradox. What feels safe could actually be stifling your growth, friend. Our brains are wired for certainty, to seek efficiency. We've talked about this, to conserve energy. But this craving can keep us stuck in our comfort zones. But the true growth happens when we embrace uncertainty and we take calculated risks. Research shows that by stepping outside of our comfort zone, it actually stimulates neuroplasticity and it enhances our brain's ability to adapt and grow. And that's what we want. The growth zone actually is where real transformation happens. You know this. And that is just beyond the boundaries of our comfort zone. So, how do you embrace discomfort as a catalyst? I'll tell you, it's by reframing discomfort as a positive force. Discomfort signals that we're departing the norm. It's an indicator that you're challenging yourself, and it's not a setback. It's a necessary step forward on the path of personal and professional evolution. And this is what we want. We want to grow. We want to change, right? So I'm here to bust the myth that staying within your comfort zone equals stability, because it doesn't. In reality, it actually leads to stagnation, missed opportunities. It leads to you not taking a chance on yourself. The comfort zone might seem stable, but it lacks the excitement, and it comes with embracing the unknown. And so here's your action step. I want you to identify one small, manageable risk that you can take this week that pushes you slightly beyond your comfort zone. Write it down, text it to someone, send it to me, drop it in let's see, if you hear this on, if you're streaming this and you have my number, text it to me. I'll be reposting this on Instagram. I'll be, posting some reels on this. So if you see this or if you've heard this and you follow me on social, tag me, send me a message, let me know what you are committing to. What is the small manageable risk that you're committing to? I dare you to do this. I dare you to hold yourself accountable and tell someone about this. Step 4, transform your self-talk. This is a huge one, and I talk about this in my coaching. I talk about this in my keynotes, how important self-talk is. Your limiting beliefs usually, more often than not, occur deep within your subconscious mind. But more often than not, it's the negative self-talk that you're telling yourself. It's the way you talk to yourself. It's you telling yourself why you shouldn't, why you can't, why it's a bad idea. It's the negative things that you're saying to yourself constantly, day in and day out. Self-talk is constant. And the more that we tell ourselves something, the more we believe it. So whether you say you can or you say you can't, you're right. So what are you going to choose? Your internal dialogue shapes your reality, period, point blank. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're not capable, that's the reality that you're going to create. Conversely, positive self-talk empowers you to overcome these challenges. So studies have actually shown that self-affirmations can increase self-esteem and resilience. So practice positivity. Start practicing the positive self-talk by catching the ants, the automatic negative thoughts, as they come up, as they arise, and immediately catch them and replace them. So here's your action step. I want you to choose a positive affirmation that resonates with you, such as I'm capable of achieving anything that I dream of, and repeat it to yourself daily, especially when you're faced with challenges. All right, friend, that was all 4 steps. Today, we've uncovered the hidden beliefs that have been silently sabotaging your success. And these limiting beliefs are powerful, but not more powerful than the truth that I have told you today. That you have the ability and now the tools to break free. You now hold the tools to identify and challenge those beliefs, to reframe them into empowering truths, to step boldly outside of your comfort zone, and to transform your self-talk. It's a powerful force, and it's a force for your growth. But remember, knowledge alone isn't enough. You have to take action on this in order to transform your life. Imagine what your life would look like a year from now, 6 months from now, hell, even 90 days from now, if you choose to start today to replace the limiting belief with a new empowering one. Imagine the goals you'll achieve, the dreams that you'll finally accomplish, because you are unstoppable with this. So I want to leave you with one final question, a question that could change everything. What's the one belief that you're willing to let go of in order to step into the life that you were created to live? I want you to write it down, make it real, and let someone know. These 4 steps lay the groundwork for transformation, and my unique approach takes it a step further. I give you manageable, actionable steps, and I walk with you through all of it. And this can be done no matter what age, stage, or season you're in. So, to recap, you should have written down what is one limiting belief that you identified today and how does it hold you back. You should have written down a small step you can take this week to push beyond your comfort zone. And also, how will you reframe your self-talk in order to empower yourself? Friend, this journey ahead, it won't always be easy. Trust me, I know, but I promise it will be worth it. This is your moment to rewrite your story, to change the way you've been doing things, and to step into the you that you were meant to be. And that's exactly why I created this. I know these strategies are a game changer. And when it comes to your future, you hold the key. So I can't wait to walk this journey with you. I hope this episode has been empowering and impactful. If so, please do me a favor and share it with somebody. Rate, review, wherever you're listening, please give me a review so that more people can hear this podcast. As always, guys, you were divinely created for a divine purpose, and there is no mistake in you.